So, dear Dharma friends, from this 2600 years, we experience this Dhamma because of the path that created by the Buddha and all other enlightened masters during their times. They clear the path and help others to allow walk in this path. So then, this is our time, and during this time period, we have a responsibility to walk in this path and at the same time keep clear the path for the next generation. So when it comes to this, you have to be very careful, because sometimes that what we practice, we attach to the practice and we don't get the result because of our own practice and behavior of the practice. And you have the path. So when you have a path, the very reason you have to remember that having a path is you have to walk in that path. And even you walk and maybe you reach to the destination, but if you don't leave the path, the very purpose not going to happen. So as example, you come to temple. So from your home, you need the path and you use the road. So you come to in front of the temple, but you stay still on the road. So that doesn't mean you came to temple, but you can name it. You can, if somebody call and ask, where are you? And you are still not inside the temple, you are on the road in front of the temple, but you say, I came to temple. But you didn't come to temple. But that is how we say. And deeply with the practice the same. So we walk in this path, and sometimes people too attach to this path. And they stay on the path and maintaining the path, but the thing is, they don't get out of the path. So just imagine if somebody don't get out of the path and get into the destination, what's the point having a path? Path is not yours. You should not attach too much to the path. You should not attach too much to the teachings. The best thing that you can do to the path is at getting to your destination, get out of the path and getting to your destination. That means getting the result. Otherwise, having a path doesn't make any sense. So then the best thing that you can do to the teachings, using the teaching, gain the result. So without result, whatever the teaching is useless. So then always remember, you have to have that clear intention inside. And there are a lot of people believing, oh, we have responsibility to protect this. You cannot protect the path. If the only way that you can protect any teachings, only way, there is no any other way, only way getting that your only way to protect the teachings is gaining result out of it. There is no any other way. You can do many things. You can waste your time, energy, money, your life, but still it not going to, end of the day, it's not going to help for the path. So then in this, when you know the path to attain to enlightenment in this journey, little by little, you should reach to that level and leaving the path. So sometimes that is very difficult for us to do. So leaving the path, reaching to goal or the destination is very difficult. We are like to hold it to path, maintain the path, struggle with it. No. So then yourself always remember, you use the path, you use all the tools, you use the path, but you have to remember, you have to get, end of the day, you have to get out of it. Don't die with the path. Get out of it. Get into your destination. This is not to walk for 24/7. It is not to walk in the sansaric journey. This path is to get out of the sansaric journey. So remember that. So mostly that we know, sometimes if somebody come to your home as a visitor, if and maybe two people come, and so one stay on the road and other person come, then it kind of like criticize you. So, and sometimes in the evening, when the sometimes these young children, maybe they play on the road, and sometimes when the evening come, parents call them, come home, don't stay on the road. So in the deeper level, practice the same. So if you always stay on the road, you hold it to road or the path, you're abusing it. It's kind of like you're criticizing all these teachings. So remember that, keep that in your mind always. The path is to walk. So the thing is, when you become too attached to the path, you like to hold it, you like to stay with it, and you forget gaining the result. So in this path of the Vipassana, so the best thing that you can do to this teaching is gaining the result. Otherwise, it's useless. And with that, this emptiness. So today, that when we talk about the emptiness, it's mostly sometimes people depress, empty. That emptiness is kind of like empty. When we say something empty, there's nothing and there's no fun, nothing to appreciate there. And nothing in details, nothing to talk about. But mostly people don't like it. And some people, when they hear the empty, some people depress just by hearing the word. But when you look at the true nature of the world is that is true. There is nothing to appreciate to, there is nothing to be happy, there is nothing to add colors, there is nothing to talk about. But the thing is that the beauty of the emptiness, that emptiness is the power that giving the light to this everything. So in the Vipassana level, when it comes to you, when you reasoning thoughts, when you reasoning a situation, that is the most dangerous thing that you do. And when you reasoning a thought yourself, you're abusing your mind. When you cannot, if there is something empty, if you try to reason in it, if you try to put a lot of things on it, it's kind of like you abusing that state of that emptiness. You can see it. You in every day you see that this life, how it is empty. You see this, anything you cannot pick, you cannot fix. And sometimes in life, you come to situations, you get into a job, and you know that is not going to work for you. And that is not the place that you have to work. But knowingly that still you work there. There are relationships come in life. You know this is not going to work for you. But still you able to maintain that. And there are situations come in life. You know what's going to happen, and you know the deeper level, that situation not going to give you anything. But still you're going to be with it, you're going to be okay with that. Once you know that, you're not going to put any other reasons to it. You just accept it and go with it. And there are people get married, even before they get married, and they know it's not going to work for them. And but still, they get married. And they have children, they have families. And still deeper in there, they have that emptiness, they're not putting any reasons to it. They keep that emptiness, and whatever happened, they come to that emptiness, and they know, I knew this, because I knew from the beginning this is like this. I knew in the beginning this is not going to work. So that emptiness always help them to keep going. But if you put reasoning, you get hurt. So in the Vipassana level, it gives some abilities to see this pure, clear emptiness. And then if you're able to see that, the one of the most beautiful and powerful thing can happen in this world, in this universe, is the emptiness. So emptiness is the one who creating this all. But the thing is, samsara means you cannot see that empty, and you don't want to accept that emptiness, and yourself, you put something on it. That is what called samsara. You don't want to accept it is empty. You don't want to see, or you cannot see it is empty. And you reasoning, or you put something on it. That is samsara. So the nibbana means you able to get into the clear, direct perception and recognize the emptiness inside. So in conventionally, the emptiness is the good, because you and me exist because of the emptiness. Just imagine a little bit. This everything exists because of the emptiness. If there is no emptiness, cannot exist anything. Even this entire body, as you know, breath by breath, this entire body, the blood flow, and this life happening. Why? Because of the emptiness. If otherwise, if something becomes solid, even tiny little bit of blood becomes solid, what will happen? You die. So as you know, this hemoglobin, red cell, white cell, and this keep the flow. Then how about one little tiny blood? And somewhere get solid. and decide, I don't want to change, I don't want to move, I'm going to be here, what will happen to you? So this entire universe, this everything exists because of the emptiness. And from the history, from our ancestors, we receive this everything because of the emptiness. If anybody, if anything, it became solid, from that point to next, it cannot transform. So even you come to this world, when you born, if you became solid, even the thought or the body or any part of you in your body, you cannot grow. So this emptiness itself is a blessing. Understand, when you don't know that, that is why the wrong ideas make you depressed, unhappy, and it not allow you to see. So in the vipassana level, there are few things that you have to remember when it come to the recognizing the emptiness. So it always, without seeing deeply, observing deeply, you're not going to see the emptiness. So, but if you're able to see deeply, you're recognizing this emptiness. Otherwise, in the shallow level, you always reasoning. So that is what happening in life. So then the very first thing, remember, the emptiness bring the life. As example, when you plant a seed, it become a tree. Why it grow? How far it grow? It grow as much as it can, because the empty space. Otherwise, it's not going to grow. So the same thing within yourself, that your life happening like this because of the emptiness. And that is the blessings. That is the bliss that you have. So appreciate that. And when you appreciate it, what is happening? It helps you to motivate you to be with it or see it. But if you have the wrong idea, it detaches you and you don't want to even to see, and you don't want to go towards that. So that is why once you conventionally recognize this emptiness giving us the life, life itself means the emptiness. There's nothing. You became like this, you exist like this. Your life means emptiness. That is the inherent energy. So don't try to reason in. If you try to reasoning yourself with some other things and make it kind of like solid, that is something different. You're going to get pain out of that. So accept the emptiness and appreciate it. Because when the day comes that it is not empty, it's not going to be available. So be happy when it is available. Enjoy it and don't hold. So emptiness is like the path. So appreciate it and don't abuse it. And when it comes to that emptiness, when you observe that deeply, that the recognizing the nature of the emptiness, and how that emptiness going to take you to the Nibbana. So remember, the emptiness giving you the life, and emptiness giving you this everything around you, and at the same time, emptiness is the one that going to decide your Nibbana. When we come to that awareness, or when we come to the mindfulness, sati sampajanya, clear comprehension, direct perception, when you see something very clearly, deeply, in the vipassana level, what you see? And when you see the change, and when you go deeper through that change, you recognizing the emptiness. So ultimate, the wisdom that you gain through the vipassana, even you recognizing the emptiness. So when the day comes for you to see yourself, that emptiness as it is, that is the day you become free from this all. So we have a body, we have a life, we have this everything, we exist like this way. In conventionally, we can see this everything. But remember deeply that inherent the emptiness. Your mind never going to be completely satisfied unless it come to that connection of that emptiness. That struggle is which we call suffering. When the mind able to see that complete that emptiness itself, that is the day it going to get out of all the defilements, get out of all the sanskara, get out of all the desires, and become completely free itself. So that why it brings us the enlightenment, because that is the true nature. It is not created by somebody. So emptiness is the true nature that exists everywhere. So then how this life come like this way? How this body appear like this way? This everything come out of the mind. This everything appear like this out of the, there are that in this outside world that has four elements: heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. But when it come to the life, it always come as a result of the mind. So that's why the Nibbana also part of the mind. It is not something beyond the mind. So then when you observe the mind, always remember and see the depth is empty. In day-to-day life, whatever you experiences knowingly, depth is empty. And then you feel so light. Why? Because the accumulation, holding part you release. Why? Because you know the depth is empty. So through the Chittanupassana, that is where you're going to recognize. You're recognizing this all the thoughts, in the depth of this all the thoughts, empty. When the day you see it. So whatever surface level, with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that whatever according to perception the thought appear, and you not going to go to the depth of this and hold it, because you know it appear as a result of emptiness. And then rather than that you go with the desire created by mind, you start to see the emptiness that you experience. In this very moment, you experience that emptiness. So that is more beautiful than the whatever the words that you hear. Because to hear that words, you have to have the emptiness, otherwise you cannot hear this. So in the deeper level, with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, you cannot experience anything if there is no that emptiness always exists. It always exists. But the thing is, it's very difficult because of the habitual patterns that we develop. The habitual patterns make our body like this rough, tough, heavy. That is the habit. But the toughness, heaviness, tightness always make us weak, unhappy, sad, worry. That's why in the five hindrance, when it come to kama, chanda, vyapada, thina midda, the thina midda, this heaviness of the body, and it disappear. When the mind become free, the body start to release that all the heaviness. And so the when the mind become with full of habits, patterns, the body itself become heavy. So through observing the mind, especially with this Chittanupassana, you're releasing that heaviness deeply. And you purifying, you're cleaning your mind deeply, and that it help you to have the lightness. Knowingly or unknowingly, we have that the human means full of habits. So you knowingly or unknowingly, you keep doing a lot of things in day-to-day life, even while you sleeping. If you're able to, to track yourself how you sleep, even when you are in deep sleep, every day, like if you can do a research yourself, record how you sleep. Nowadays, you can just set up the cell phone and you can see every day, as example, 2 a.m. While that time, your body behave at the same way. As example, 2 a.m. you turning to your right side and sleep. So every day when it come 2 a.m., the body slowly start to go to that side. See, you are sleeping, but still it follow that pattern. You can do it. You can try. I already tested. No, it's like that. This body is full of habits, knowingly or unknowingly. If you deeply observe, you will see that pattern not allow you to see the emptiness. So that is the hindrance that you carry within yourself. Your own habits not allow you to see this emptiness. So then you reasoning it. When you reasoning it, it belongs to samsara. So then always remember, deeper this everything, the emptiness exists. That emptiness is the giving us the life like this way. But at the same time, you appreciate it, you see it, and you're not abusing it. And at the same time, remember, don't hold it to it. Don't love it. Don't clinging to it. Just see that emptiness. When the day, if you able to see it face to face, and that is the day you're going to get out of this all. And that is the day you're going to become completely free. The emptiness, when you become empty, you feel light. You feel light. You feel comfortable. That's why these people get into alcohol and hashish, ganja, weed, and marijuana. So like this, why? Drugs. Why people get into that? Because they like that lightness, the physical lightness, to experience that. And that's why mostly these young people get into that. So that lightness creates the emptiness. But then after a while, what is happening? And then the body become more heavy, they go more down and get depressed. Then again, they have to take another bigger portion, better than the yesterday. And again, so they have to go with it, and then it become miserable. But this way, if you practice this, without that anything, without wasting your money, without wasting your life, without harming to anybody, you gain that. The best way to experience that. So appreciate the emptiness and see the beauty, and always remind yourself about it. Emptiness. And whatever you go through, just know that depth of that emptiness. And don't try to reason in things. When something happens, you yourself see it is empty. Accept it. That is the truth. There is nothing in this life. That is the truth. This all empty. Sometimes something, in your journey in this life, some days It knocked your head and told you many times, hey, there's nothing. That is the truth. But we don't listen. Why? Because our habitual part is so strong. So we want to make reasons and we go with the reasons. But one day, if there is a possibility, one day if you see that, you will see how beautiful this emptiness. And so you will see that it is the unseen angel in this entire universe. And if you are able to experience that face to face yourself with your clear mind, that is the day your liberation happens. So it is possible. So then, rather than clinging to path, rather than holding to path, rather than maintaining the path, so get out of it and get into the result. Choose the path and get the result. That is the best that you can do to the path. So gaining result to yourself. And that is the best contribution yourself to this entire human civilizations. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Nittavata cammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam hi punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu.